Good evening and thank you for tuning in to this November 22nd edition of EastCast. I'm Matthew Salzman with my co-anchor David Smith. Friday night was East's first TGIF night of the season, thanks to Home and School Association President Nancy Kelleher and the kind parents of the community who make these evenings possible for East students. If you hadn't attended a TGIF night yet, you don't know what you're missing. Where else can you enjoy such a wide variety of activities? So be sure to watch for the next TGIF night, which features fun and food. Come see rock videos and movies, listen to music, play chess, basketball, or volleyball, and eat fine foods. Alien vegetation is invading Cherry Hill East, or the auditorium at least. Little Shop of Horrors, the Broadway hit about a man-eating plant and its discoverer, is the show to be performed by the Thespians of East. When asked about the show, Tiffany Van Meter and Ronit Mitzner, the two girls playing Audrey, said that it was the most fun they've ever had on stage. Little Shop of Horrors should be a great show, so we urge all of you to come out and support your classmates. And now we have Dara Les in a special interview with the director of Little Shop of Horrors, Mr. Robert D. Nation. Dara?
Thanks, Matt. Here I am with Mr. Nation, head of East Drama Department. Hello, Mr. Nation.
Hi, Dara.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Little Shop of Horrors.
Sure thing.
Could you tell me why you picked that to be this year's fall show?
Well, this is a very talented group of kids, we have here at East, and we're always looking for a challenge for them. And this show has been a particular favorite of mine ever since I first saw it at the Orpheum Theater in New York several years ago. And I've taken a few groups up to see it, and the kids have been real enthusiastic about how unusual it is and how much fun it is. And we thought we'd try it.
Traditionally at East, Mr. Nation casts a red cast and a white cast for the purpose of involving more students in these shows. Will that be the case for this show?
We're very pleased with that concept. That is true. The double casting concept at East has worked very well for over 10 years now, and it does involve more students, and it does protect the show against illness and various other problems that you may run up against where you need to be able to cover the show. We've been very fortunate, and as a result, we usually are able to cast up to 100 students for every production we do. In this particular show, there are about 50 students involved, plus the band and the backstage crew workers and so forth. And there is a double cast, a red cast, which will be performing on certain performances, and the white cast and so forth.
Who are this year's leads?
Well, this year's leads include, as Seymour, Dan Traster and David Hollander, and as Audrey, Ronit Mitzner and Tiffany Van Meter.
Reflecting back on last year's spring performance, Peter Pan, I remember watching students fly across the stage miraculously. Do you have any surprises on hand for us in Little Shop of Horrors?
It was a miracle. It was quite an exciting thing to see. But yeah, it's very important. I couldn't imagine doing an East production without having something very special and very unique to the show. In this particular show, we feature the plant. And as I was saying before about how important it is to have a challenge for the students, the plants are operated much like large puppets. And that has been very unique to this show, and we've been very fortunate to be able to rent the original puppets that were designed for the New York Touring Company. And the puppets will be played by Mike Sachs and Ryan Madnick. And the surprise, of course, will be seeing them grow and watching how unique it is technically to have that feat accomplished and the manipulation and so forth. It's very challenging. It's very difficult.
Well, I know we're not going to miss that, so could you please let us know when tickets go on sale and the performance dates?
Okay, well, the show tickets will go on sale in our box office here at East on Monday morning, November 27th from 10 to 1, and every day thereafter in the box office, and also on dress rehearsal night, which will be the 30th of November, that Thursday night. And the performances are the 1st, 2nd, 8th, and 9th at 8 p.m., and with a matinee for children at 3 p.m. on December 3rd, and a matinee at 1 p.m. on December 9th. I'd like to also mention that this is a unique first that we're having two children's matinees, but I think that this show is particularly exciting for children, and for any parents who may have seen it, please know that anything that may have been of any concern to them has been cut from the show. We certainly don't want to offend anyone, and I think they will really enjoy it.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming down to talk with us today. Best of luck with the show.
Terrific. Thanks so much, Dara.
This has been Dara Les for EastCast.
On November 29th and 30th, the average everyday East student will disguise themselves as a drop of blood. They'll be promoting the East Blood Drive. Their goal this year is to collect 180 pints of blood for the American Red Cross. So if you're 17 or over, please sign up and make your way to the library next Wednesday or Thursday and give blood. Say no to drugs, but don't say no to giving blood. Give blood and give life. Remember, there's absolutely no chance of contracting AIDS by donating, so please, save a life. Thanksgiving is not only a day for giving thanks and eating turkey, it's also the day of the East-West football game and all of the homecoming activities. Carla Schutzberg spoke to Mr. Belchkoff about all of tomorrow's events.
Mr. Belchkoff, what is this year's theme?
The themes for this year, Carla, are cartoons, and each class has selected a specific cartoon to do their float on. The seniors was Disney, juniors is Flintstones, sophomores will do a float on Peanuts, and the freshmen will be Archie.
Okay, and are the representatives for each class?
Each class has elected their representatives through a closed ballot. The freshman class representative will be Pellin Muniz. The sophomore class representative is Gina D'Orazio. The junior class representative is Michelle Pro. And seniors, as tradition, have elected 4 representatives, Jean Acquaviva, Julie Litwin, Betsy Ducat, and Allison Pools.
Very nice. Okay, when is the judging and the homecoming going to take place?
Homecoming, as you know, takes place on Thanksgiving Day prior to the football game, which starts at 11 o'clock. Around 10 o'clock, the floats will be judged, and they will be judged by the teachers from within the school, Board of Ed members, and that judging starts, as I said, at 10 o'clock at the field right in front of the concession stand.
And the parade is during halftime, right?
Yes, all the judging is done pregame, but the parade is part of the halftime ceremonies, right.
This has been Carla Schultzberg talking with Mr. Fred Belchkoff, who is Director of Student Activities at Cherry Hill East.
So far, East's athletic teams seem to be sweeping the state. This past week, our men's gymnastic team sent 3 fine young men to the prestigious state individual championships. These 3 young men met with fierce competition as they faced 87 of New Jersey's finest gymnasts. However, each of our gymnasts proved that they could perform under pressure as they captured many medals. I had the opportunity to speak with 2 of these gymnasts, Ari Goldstein and Alex Alon. The Cherry Hill East varsity men's gymnastic team took first place in the South Jersey Championships. But Ari, you went on to the state individual championships. How did you make out there?
Well, I won first place in the vaulting, which made me a state champion. I took 5th place on floor and 5th place on rings, and I got 6th place in the state and all around.
Alex, you were also at this competition. How did you make out?
Well, I took 2nd in vault, and I took 4th in rings.
As a senior, what did this competition mean to East?
Well, basically, this was an individual meet, so the team itself, we were representing the team, and I think they felt that we did quite well.
Ari, you're a junior. You'll be back next year. Where do you go on from here?
Well, I'm also in a private gym at the academy, and I work out there, I work at USGF, so I'm still competing all year round. So when I come back as a senior and I compete for high school, I should improve a lot. I improved a lot just this summer, and even though I'm improving, there's also the competition out there who's improving, so I have to work twice as hard to beat them, try to get number 1 in the state.
Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your victories and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
And now to Dave.
After an exciting 21-20 win over Eastern 2 weeks ago, East varsity football team got a well-deserved week of rest before taking on West in the annual homecoming game. The Cougars 2-6 and the Lions 2-4-2 will meet at 1 p.m. at the West Stadium. Quarterback Kevin Foley has compiled 1,100 passing yards and 10 touchdowns in 8 games. Sophomore Eric Henry leads the team with 415 receiving yards, and junior Henry Parks sets the pace with 247 rushing yards. We look forward to an action-packed homecoming game. Come out and support the team. Enjoy the music and the entertainment and see some alumni friends. That's tomorrow beginning at 10:45 a.m. They jump, tumble, spin, dance, and balance themselves all over the place. They're the girls' gymnastics team, and they finished their season last week with a 5-6 record. Congratulations to Mickey Schneider and Diane Mays, who were both top finishers in the novice meet last Thursday. Special congratulations to senior captain Stephanie Harrison, who placed 6th in the floor exercises at sectional championships.
Last week, on the night of November 15th, the East men's varsity soccer team, ranked number 2 in South Jersey, faced Shawnee, ranked number 1 in South Jersey, in the finals of the Coaches Tournament Cup. East's defense was able to hold Shawnee's strong offense but Shawnee was able to do the same to East. Neither team was able to penetrate the other's defense to score. Brian Downey did a superb job in goal of stopping the few shots that Shawnee did get off. After regulation time was over, the game went on for 2 5-minute overtime periods. Still, neither team was able to capitalize on any scoring opportunities. The game ended a draw, so East and Shawnee became co-champions of the coaches tournament. Congratulations to the team on this and winning the division. All of us at Cable 18 would like to offer a special congratulations to this week's Athletes of the Week: Stephanie Harrison, Kevin Foley, John Cohen, Tom Larson, and Melanie Dottle. Congratulations once again to all of you.
For Matt and everyone here at Cable 18, I'm David Smith, signing off. Special thanks to our cameraman and editor, Mr. Gordon Hampson, to our advisor, Ms. Peggy Beck, and to our student cameraman, Tracy Slovakin. Remember to join us tomorrow for the special same-day coverage of the East-West homecoming game. Tonight, we leave you with Ophelia, who says, "Don't be a turkey this holiday. Enjoy the weekend, but don't drink and drive." Good night, Ophelia.
Good evening, and welcome to another edition of the West Report. I'm Julia Dashoff, and tonight we'll bring you the new Mr. West.
And I'm Shauna Myers, but the big story this week is homecoming. Spirit Week ended today with the annual homecoming pep rally. All this week, classes have been working on their floats for tomorrow's big game and their gym decorations for today's pep rally. The freshmen and seniors collaborated on their Spirit Week projects, their theme being Circus Maximus, as did the sophomores and juniors with their theme, Woodstock 69 to the present, Weststock 89. Of course, the varsity cheerleaders were there, strutting their stuff, and the varsity football team was there, getting the stands excited, as team captains gave a great pep talk. Speaking of roaring, our school mascot, Wesley the Lion, made an appearance dancing to the tunes, compliments of West's marching band. After the fall sports teams were introduced, with all senior members being recognized, male cheerleaders from every class showed off what they call talent. But the best part of the pep rally was when the homecoming queen was announced. Candidates composing the 1990 homecoming queen were Cindy Shore, Lisa Maloney, Angela Spell, Joy Greenberg, and Nikki Derrins. And the homecoming queen is Angela Spell. And every queen should have a king. The king of our school is Eric Jamerson, Mr. West, 1990. Our reporter spoke earlier with Eric.
Hi, I'm Lauren Greenstein.
And I'm Julie Gayer.
2 weeks ago tonight, the annual Mr. West competition took place. And tonight we have the winner, Eric Jamerson. Hi, Eric.
How you doing?
What made you decide to enter Mr. West?
Well, I've always wanted to be Mr. West, like ever since I was a freshman. But I never really had the heart. So my last senior year, I figured everything I did, I would go all out for. And a lot of friends asked me if I was going to be Mr. West, and I just said, yeah, I'll try to go for Mr. West, and I succeeded.
And how did you feel about competing against all your friends?
Well, we really didn't feel as if we were competing. We looked at it as a fun experience for all of us. Because we all got on stage, and we all laughed together, and we all worked together. It was really, just a lot of fun together. It wasn't really hard competing.
Eric, what was your first reaction when you found out that you would be the next Mr. West?
First of all, it didn't seem real. I was shocked. And then as I was being pampered by putting the crown on my head and everybody putting the robe on me, getting roses, I felt really excited. And I really didn't realize it until the next day where I was Mr. West. And ever since then, I've just been happy. Been pretty fortunate that I got the title.
What is Mr. West? mean to you? What does being Mr. West mean to you?
Well, it means to me that a lot of my friends and companions looked up to me as an ideal person for this title, and I really appreciate that. And it just means to me that I have to look up, like, be a Mr. West, get the respect for everybody, and not mess up or anything like that.
Thanks, Eric. Now that you know Mr. West inside and out, maybe some of you guys out there can try and achieve the same success next year at the next Mr. West pageant.
So, Joanna, what's going on with our sports teams now that we're in between seasons?
Well, Shauna, this year's fall sports are wrapping up while the winter sports are just beginning. The boys' soccer teams concluded its season with a win over Paul VI last Tuesday. After falling behind 1-0 in the first half, West came back scoring 2 goals from Dave Cohen and 1 from Todd Lappinson. In goal, Brian Slopkin stopped 6 shots. With that 3-1 win, West tied East for the Olympic Conference American Division title. The Lions' final ranking was 4th in South Jersey, and the team finished with a season record of 15-3-1. To wrap up the other fall sports, the girls' soccer team finished with a record of 6-10. The girls' tennis team finished 21-4, and the field hockey team ended with a record of 7-7-1. This year's football team has a 2-4-2 record and will play their final game of the season tomorrow against Cherry Hill East at Jonas C. Morris Stadium. This game will conclude this year's fall season, which brings us to the winter sports. The swim team started their practices last Wednesday. This Friday will mark the start of boys and girls basketball and wrestling practice. Starting next week here on West Report, we will have previews of each of the winter sports. Continuing in our series featuring interesting students at West, here's Drew Golan with another student focus, this week looking at a special West athlete.
On this week's Student Focus, we have Sean Sr., who was a key member of last year's state champion baseball team and a pitcher on the United States Junior Olympic baseball team this past summer. Sean, how did you get picked to play on the Junior Olympic team?
Well, I got a form in the mail from Mr. Troutman, and we sent it in. I didn't know anything about it, and I got a thing back in the mail about a month later saying I got picked for the Olympic Festival in Oklahoma, and they picked 23 kids from there. Went to Iowa, and then played a few exhibition games against like Cuba and stuff. And then they picked 18 from there, and I got picked from there to go to Canada, play against teams throughout the whole country.
What was your experience from this tournament?
I don't know, I guess it helped me a lot for colleges and stuff like that.
Sean, you're a key member of last year's baseball team. You pitched a no-hitter against East. What was it like going into the last inning and facing your last batter?
Well, my last batter was Dan Carbeck, and I was first and second. And I don't know, I was nervous, but I didn't even know I had a no-hitter really. And I was really nervous, but I guess it was just, I was so pumped up to get the last batter. He hit a fly ball center field.
What's your outlook on this year's baseball team?
We're going to be surprising we lost a lot of people, but we have a lot of kids that can come in and just do as good as last year. And we might not be as highly respected around the league, but I guess a lot of teams are going to be shooting for us because we were the best team around last year, so it should be a tough year.
What other activities are you involved in at West?
I play basketball, varsity. We should be all right this year. Should be a pretty good year.
What are your plans after high school?
Probably go to college. Hopefully get drafted in the spring. But I guess it would have to be some crazy amount of money or whatever.
That's drafted by a major league team, right?
Right, but probably definitely going to college.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sean. And that's it for this week's Student Focus. I'm Drew Golan. Thank you.
Each student is required 1 marking period of health at West. The first marking period is set aside for sophomores. The topic is driving education, and their goals are to remember and understand the driving rules and to pass the New Jersey written test that was given on November 3rd this year at West. Second marking period is dedicated to the juniors, who study addiction and sexually transmitted diseases. Freshmen study health, third marking period, and fourth marking period is devoted to seniors and their study of family living. Now, here is a special message from the varsity field hockey team.
You guys help me? Sure. What are you carrying? Oh, these are stadium cushions. This year's fundraiser for the field hockey team and the Marty Wash Scholarship Fund.
What a great idea, stadium cushions.
Oh, look, it has Cherry Hill West Lions written on it with a big lion in the center. Give us some details.
For only $5, you can buy this sturdy, comfortable stadium cushion. For only $5. No more sitting on hard benches.
Only $5. What a bargain.
Where can we get one?
Well, you can get one from any field hockey player, and plus you can pick one up Thursday's football game when West will beat East. Remember, only $5 to benefit 2 worthy causes. Comfortable, sturdy stadium cushions for only $5. What a bargain!
Last Tuesday, November 14th, the Students Against Drunk Driving, known as SAD, elected their officers for the 1989-1990 school year. Senior Karen Welding will serve as president, with Senior Stacy Lane as vice president. Senior Simon Wong will fill the office of secretary, along with Senior John Chadwick as treasurer and Senior Julie Rosengard as reporter. Regarding SAD's plans for the coming year, Julie Rosengard stated, "We'll try to get people to know we're really here and raise money from organizations and businesses to do more for the community and West. We must let people know the dangerous effects of drinking and driving."
This is the time of year to be thankful that you have good friends. So sign up to have your pictures included in Rampant's Best Friends section of the yearbook. Contact Audrey Braden during homeroom or after school in A1. Seniors, now that Christmas and Hanukkah are fast approaching, it's a good time to remind your parents what a cute baby you once were. Rampant's baby picture deadlines are fast approaching, so hurry and get them in. All senior parents should have received the necessary information, but if you need additional information, contact Audrey Braden during homeroom or after school in A1.
If you aren't going to be able to see the East-West Thanksgiving Day varsity football game live, you can watch it right here Thanksgiving night on Cable 18 at 5 o'clock p.m. If you won't be able to watch the game at all on Thanksgiving Day, it'll be replayed next Wednesday, November 29th at 7:30 p.m., right here again on Cable 18. Coming up next on Cable 18 will be the junior school news consisting of the Carusi News and the Beck Magazine, so stay tuned. Well, that ends tonight's edition of the West Report. For my partners Joanna Elias and Julia Dashoff and the rest of the news team, I'm Shauna Myers. Thank you for watching and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Good evening, I'm Kathy Barch, and this is Carusi News. I hope you all enjoyed your 4-day weekend, and here at Carusi, we hope the teachers didn't gamble all their money away after spending 4 days in Atlantic City near those casinos. A couple of weeks ago, Carusi held an assembly in recognition of Drug Prevention Month, noting that our school was drug-free. The guests who appeared and spoke at the assembly, commenced with Dr. Wald, our principal, were Mr. Anthony Cost, the deputy school superintendent, Mrs. Faith Jerome, the Vice President of the Cherry Hill Board of Education, Susan Bassavin, the Mayor of Cherry Hill Township, and our own Camden County Prosecutor, Mr. Samuel Asbell. Carusi students took a pledge for a drug-free life, which was recited by the entire student body. That pledge was led by Majid Mohudin, the Vice President of Carusi's Student Council. Here's a short footage of that tape.
We're here because over the past several years, you have had choices. You've had the ability to reason. You had the ability to think. And you have taken the right road. I would like to join you in reciting the pledge against drugs. I will say no to harmful drugs. I will help my friends say no. I pledge to stand up for what I know is right. Thank you.
After the assembly, we asked a few students what their thought was on drugs. All they had to say was,
No!
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 Also this past week, Carusi held its annual Fall Awards Assembly. This is a time of the year that we recognize the fall athletic teams and the intramural champions. During the assembly, the Carusi Chorus and the Mustang Band entertained the students. Here's a clip of that. As far as sports go, there are none to report on this week, since we are in between the fall and winter sports season. But we would like to keep you informed that the cheerleading, basketball, and wrestling tryouts are being held now, and as soon as the season starts, you know Carusi News will be there. School will be closed tomorrow and Friday in observance of the Thanksgiving holiday. A lot of people don't realize that we're the only country that celebrates Thanksgiving, just like Halloween and 4th of July. No other country celebrates those holidays either. Thanksgiving originated when the Pilgrims arrived on the Mayflower from England and landed in Plymouth Rock, Massachusetts. They were so thankful for finding the new land that they had a huge feast with the Indians they met and befriended in this new country. A lot of people do different things on Thanksgiving. Some go to football games, some watch them on TV. But the main thing that people do on Thanksgiving is gather around the dinner table with their family for a hearty feast to pay thanks for all the things they have. So now, from me, Kathy Barch, and the entire Carusi News team, we would like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and see you next time.